Welcome to another edition of the DoorDash Daily Recap video. I'm your host, the 50 something Dasher, Joe RS, and this is the recap for Tuesday, December 12th. Um, so today's dash went pretty well, actually. I woke up early, logged in at 6:22. It took a little while, a little over a half hour before I got my first order. And so I got a 625 9 mile Wendy's. Remember, I got to factor in 3 miles to get to any restaurant. So I went ahead and took this. Um, as I'm pulling into the Wendy's, I'm like in the parking lot, approaching my parking spot, and the customer calls, which uh, I thought they weren't supposed to be able to do that. I thought DoorDash changed that. I know I don't get messages anymore from the customers, but apparently phone calls can still go through. So I took the phone call from him as I was parking, and basically the guy just said to call when I got closer and he'd meet me. So that's all that was. Um, I, I I can't remember if I told this story or not, but if I did, I'll just repeat it really quickly. But the funniest phone call story while I was driving, this has been like a few months ago, might have been before the start of the channel, I don't remember, but I was trying to escape the clutches of downtown Columbus, Ohio, and I was on the interstate trying to get out of there. And all of a sudden, I get this order and I take it. It was for this place called First Watch. Never heard of this place before. And so I accept the order, and then now I'm trying to follow GPS and exit back off the interstate and now to go to this place downtown. And like, it couldn't have been 20 seconds after I accepted that order, phone call from the customer. And it's this lady that's talking to me like 150 miles a second, like, oh, when you get the food, then you need to go here and do this and do that. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I just got this order. I don't know who you are. I don't know who First Watch is. I just got this. I don't know anything. And so when she realized that I wasn't catching on, and it took her a couple times of asking me, well, when I had to explain a couple times, hey, I just got this, or I don't know anything. And so finally she caught on and slowed down and everything. Long story short, it was construction. She was in some office, some high rise office, and there was construction going around, like as you approach that, or like one way that GPS would normally take you, you couldn't go that way. There was only one specific way you could go. So anyway, so I was to pick up the order, and then she was going to be on the phone with me from the restaurant to the where she was at and stay on the phone with me. And another funny thing is I picked that order up and was coming back to my car. She called me back like before I even like got to my car door. So that was kind of funny. But anyway, back to this Wendy's order. So I arrive. It's like a trucking company. So I arrive there. I pull up to the office. I call him, say I'm here, and he says to if you could just back up like the way you came in and go back, and you should see me. So I backed the car up to the entrance that I came in, and I'm just in front of like a fenced off area, and I told him where I was, and he's like, well, you should see me. And he meant to say go forward. So when I looked straight ahead, he was talking about going the other direction to the other entrance. Um, So anyway, I found him and was able to drop that off. Next order was a this now this was kind of like coming back to zone. I was picking up in that general area and then coming back to zone with an order. One item from Walgreens. What could the item be, you ask? It is the subject of today's video. One stick of Wet n Wild Beauty Megalast Liquid Catsuit 968A Bad Girls Club Lipstick 0.2 ounces. God, I couldn't hardly even say that in one breath. Man, that was a mouthful. So the emergency lipstick, it's 7:34 in the morning. So I get to Walgreens and I go over to the area. I try to look I find this brand and I try to look around. I don't see it right off the bat. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to have to try to find a woman to help me. So I walk across the store near the photo lab. I find somebody, and she says, well, let me check out this customer first, and then I'll help you. And then I go back, and the second time I went back, I found it on my own miraculously. So that I think there was one stick there left. So anyway, I get that, check out, go to deliver it, close out the screen, and it ends up being a 0 tip order. Thank you very much for that. My wife and I both agreed this smelled like probably a high school girl. That because I find it hard to believe that an adult woman would would run out of lipstick and place an order at like 7:30 in the morning or whatever it was for one stick of lipstick. So if I just had to guess, this was a teenager and was trying to get this before the bus picked her up for school. That's my guess, but you know, we'll never know. Next was a 650 Tim Hortons, going 8 miles. I took this because, again, I was like, I think under 75% entering the dash, and this is all within zone. So I just kind of caught a bad break because I'm in the middle of the pickup and delivery. So, but like I said, as long as it's all within zone, I'm good. That ended up delivering to where I went to middle school actually, but it must have been another section to it that I forget what it was called. It was in the instructions. I forget. But the customer, I didn't even get to see this location specifically because when I turned into the middle school, I saw the customer. She's standing out there waiting on me. And so I just, didn't even get out of the car for that one. So, okay, then we got this $5 Dollar General, only 2.4 miles. So I'm taking it. 3 items, which is right here. A little, I don't know, kind of a little strange order. 2 monster rehabs and some diced tomatoes, but it's super easy shop. I've found both of those like right away. And so in my notes here, so after I picked this up, GPS wanted me to go down a certain road, but there was like police all over that intersection right there, and they had turning lanes closed to where you couldn't go down the roads or whatever. I don't know what was going on. And So I wasn't going to mess with any of that. So I turned the opposite direction and got rerouted, and it's still what I don't think the mileage changed hardly at all once I rerouted and was able to deliver that no problems. Next, we get a 1050 7.2 mile Bob Evans. I'm taking it, even though it's going south and then I'll have to deadhead back. But you know what? That's okay. And I took a shot of the pay screen here, which was $2 from DoorDash. Thank you very much, DoorDash, and $8.50 customer tip. It's unbelievable sometimes. Whoop! I didn't mean to highlight anything here. Next up, DoorDash is going to make me return to the scene of the crime. Reference to yesterday, I'm going back to Meijer again for, like yesterday, a 2-item order. So I'm like, oh man. And okay, so maybe today, could I please get milk and eggs today? No, you can't. You can get something that looks almost just as scary, like equipment for fish tanks. I, my brother was the animal person. He had fish when we were kids. I never messed with them. I'm not a fish person. I don't mess around with aquariums. I don't know anything about it. Um, so, but anyway, okay, so but I'm still going to be a trooper and do what I can on this order. Okay, I'll try to help you out, customer. I go back to that area. It said like aisle 23 or whatever. Well, the pets aisles was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to 7. So I knew it wasn't there. It was the back wall is where like the fish filters and stuff like that was. So I went to the back wall. This I marked as unavailable, and a minute or so later there was this substitution, and then this wasn't too hard to find. But and then hours later, after the dash was over and everything, I saw a message from the customer. I didn't see that message while I was shopping, and it had something to do with the filters on which type to buy. But the customer submitted this as a substitution, and I got it. So I don't know why the purpose of sending the message as well, but I don't know, whatever. Um, so, and then I deliver that, and I got a kick out of the customer instructions. Let's see here. Um, Yeah, leave at the door. We have a blow up snowman, a small plastic snowman, and singing reindeer in front. We're the house next to the house with a ton of blow ups. I would have and another thing that was funny, the house had just one number in the address. You don't see that hardly ever. Like their house was like the address was like 4, and next door was like 6. And like I said, I don't, you hardly ever see that. But I'm going to start saving some of these funny instructions. I'm going to save that to my photo. And maybe in the future, I might do like a video, like a whole recap, like a collection of past funny customer instruction. That'd be kind of cool to do someday. Um, but I would have found this house easily without all that. So but it's still funny. Let me go back to my instructions here, or my notes, I should say. Then after this, I figured it was going to be when did I get this next offer? 9:56. This is normally kind of like my slower time. And I went to Meijer to do some shopping of my own. And figured I'll just shop until I get an order or whatever. So I'm inside the store getting some stuff for myself, and then I get this order. You see at 9:56, $12, almost 14 miles going near downtown. This was my first decline of the day. I didn't want to go near downtown. So decline, and I continue on with my shopping. Then, so that was 9:56. 3 minutes later, I get a better order. This one pays, it's a little bit more items, but it pays more, and it's 5 less miles, and it's delivering in zone. So I'll take this one. Um, I had a little bit of problems on this. Like while I was shopping, I on my screen it said that I was outside of my zone. No, I'm not. I'm inside the Meijer. That's right in the heart of one of my hotspot areas in my zone. I'm not out of zone. I don't know. I don't know what the issue was. And then so I couldn't start shopping that order. Like I couldn't click that I was arrived at store. So it said I was like 100 feet away. Well, normally you can within a quarter of a mile you can click arrive. That the app was saying I was out of zone, but 100 feet away from the Meijer. How does that make? There's something really wacky about that. So I start walking up to the front. I was pushing around a small cart, so now I was going to need a big cart. So I got a big cart, put my stuff in it, and now room for this order. And once I got up to the front of the store, I was able to check in. And the arrived at store button was available for me to click on, but it was like gray in color. And I clicked on it and said, GPS doesn't show that you are at the location. Are you there? And I, click yes or whatever. And that was just really weird. So anyway, this order is right here. And this was an easy order. I kind of struggled a little bit to find, but I found this I couldn't find. I marked that unavailable, and there was and it just refunded the customer didn't want any substitutions for that, so that just refunded. Couple 2 liters. The stuff that's cut off here is there was like 5 packets of Kool-Aid and one of those the me I think it's pronounced Mio, the little funny shaped bottles that flavored to put in your water, and that was it for this order. So it was easy. Um, and then so I delivered that, and then had a little break between orders. See, almost an hour later before my next offer, I had returned to Meijer, sitting waiting for an order, and got a catering order. Thank you very much. It seems like I haven't had one in a while. Look at this one item, but it's some supersized family pack or catering pack or something. um, I couldn't see what the order was. It was one of those ones where the customer ordered it off the merchant website, so I couldn't see till I got there. And here is the catering order. Look at that. 4 of those catering boxes plus the bag of with the napkins, utensils, everything like that. Um, I had that one not too long ago that I did the video on. There was like 6 of those boxes, and fortunately, this was just 4. And just put 2 in the trunk, 2 in the back seat, and off I went. Um, uh, I've little guessing game. I asked my wife, what she thought the payout would be. I decided to be like optimistic and guess that it was going to be like 40. She said 35. So go to deliver that, close it out, $33. So my wife won. But hey, outstanding. $8 DoorDash, $25 tip. Thank you very much for that. Um, so and then you see here that pretty much brought me up to goal just about. I could have stopped right there, but I was feeling okay. I had about an hour before this. I had taken some painkillers again with the headache, and I was starting to feel better at this point. So I thought I'd stay logged in, and then I got another pretty good order here. $14, Big Lots, less than 9 miles. Going out of zone though, but uh, it wasn't too bad. So, and then when I got to, I was just getting to Big Lots when they stack this $4 China walk onto for an additional 114 feet. And basically, the extra that extra 114 feet was all walking. I mean, basically, it's about 100 feet away from the big same shopping center. So I just parked my car in one place, shopped the Big Lots, threw that in the car, walked over to China Walk, got that, and the China Walk delivery was on the way to where I had to deliver the Big Lot. So why wouldn't I take this? I mean, it's just an extra $4 for a couple extra steps, but no more mileage on my car. So here's the Big Lots. I tell you what, these El Sabroso, or the main word on it. I thought this was the brand Salsitas, but I tell you what, those looked really, really good. If I wasn't on a diet restriction like I am right now, I would have picked up a bag of those. And this customer must like them. They picked up 3 bags. Uh, and then the rice, one of these had to be substituted. The cookies and this candy was shoved all the way back on the shelf. So it kind of sucks, You're looking for stuff, and the item that you need is buried all the way back. But it is what it is, That's what you have to put up with and what you have to deal with. Um, the the main problem here was right here, these holiday shortbread cookies. So I didn't see anything in the main cookie aisle. I went over to like the holiday section, and they have one set of shelves that has different like holiday food on it or whatever. I didn't see it there. So now I was going to have to ask an associate. And the so I found an associate. She was like, "Oh yeah, I just stocked those this morning actually." And we walk in the opposite direction. So we're going away from like the cookies were here, and then the Christmas aisle that I went to, we're going the other way. And I follow her, and she directs me, believe it or not, to the furniture department. So that's where this was. In the like where I'm standing is about like where the food starts. But you see here, look, here's a tall like wardrobe closet, here's a bed, all these sofas and everything. This rack right here is in the furniture department. So there's probably no way I would have found this like without any help. I mean, it's crazy. Some of these stores like Big Lots and the dollar stores and Aldi's, the organization in some of these stores is just like, put stuff wherever you want to put it, and it's just, it makes it difficult to find stuff. So I deliver that. I still was up for maybe one more order, or so. I was getting a little bit tired and hungry, but I could do another order. And I got stuck with bad offers, Stringtown Road area again. I've talked about this in recent videos. 11 o'clock is the worst time to, and then you get sometimes stuck there with, and bad offer, bad offer, bad offer, bad, and they just start raining in. Well, I thought after 12, I'd be pretty safe. I was, trying to get out of that area, and I didn't think I would get bombarded at this time. But 12:10, bad Stringtown offer, 725, 11 miles, going to Lincoln Village. I'm not doing it. I'm over goal, and there's no need for me to go out of zone on an order. And then, so that was 12:10. Not even a minute goes by, and they try to stack it. So they think that putting another order on there for $4.25 and now making it two orders, the system thinks that that's going to entice me to go to Lincoln Village. Sorry. If the order that they stacked onto it was $25, maybe, but not $4.25. I'm sorry. So that's 12:10, 12:11, 1 minute later. This actually isn't bad, but after that stacked order, I was trying to log off. I was hitting the menu button to hit my end dash button. I was trying to do that when this popped up. So I had made the decision to end the dash. This pops up, and even though it's not bad, normally that's an order I take, but I'd already made the decision, and $4.50 wasn't enough for me to change my mind. So decline, and then I was able to come up to a stop sign and and then the dash. Craziness. Dash summary here. You see 12:11 ended that like right away. So the dash was 5 hours and 49 minutes. I was active 4 hours and 10 minutes of that, so an hour and a half downtime. The first 30 minutes, of course, was at the start of the dash. Only did 10 deliveries, but still made $113. Mileage was only at 95 miles today, so I kind of rebounded on mileage. Of course, the catering order was a big reason for that. The reason why I met goal on. Oh, I had this receipt sitting here. I forgot when I was talking about the lipstick. I still got the receipt for the lipstick, $2.49. So that's probably why the girl didn't tip. She's paying $2.49 plus. I got paid, what was it, $8 for that? And so it probably cost her like 10. I mean, she was already spending like, I don't know, $12, $13. And then if you go to throw on a $4 or $5 tip, did somebody really want to spend close to $20 on a $2 item? So, I don't know. It is what it is. Whatever. It took me, my lifetime orders now 24.40. Now just 15 away from those the 3 drops. from not this past Friday, but the one before. And then my acceptance rate was going to finish at 75%, but after those drops, now I finished with 73. So kind of a little bit of a tough break at the very end of the dash, but not by any means the end of the world. So anyway, that is the summary for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and check out my other videos, and we'll see you next time.